You're watching Sinister Files, where the darkest truths are brought to light. If you're new, subscribe and join us every week as we uncover the world's most disturbing true crime cases. Disclaimer: this episode contains disturbing details about violent crimes, including murder and dismemberment. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. It started on a Friday, like it always did. Another man disappeared from the streets of Jujuy, Argentina. Another trash bag appeared. Inside it, a human bone, skin, a nose. Local authorities had ignored the signs. Neighbors claimed they saw something strange. A man, middle-aged, erratic, living in filth. The community knew him only by whispers, but behind closed doors, he was known as the Machete Man. What investigators found inside that house shocked the nation. A kitchen splattered in blood, refrigerators packed with human flesh, and the chilling confession of a teenager, the killer's own nephew. This is the story of Argentina's most horrifying modern serial killer, a story of silence, survival, and sinister secrets hiding in plain sight. The victims were the forgotten, the kind of people society looks past, the homeless, the elderly, the vulnerable. They had no families searching for them, no headlines written when they vanished. In San Salvador de Jujuy, a small city in northern Argentina, disappearances rarely made national news. But by early 2024, a strange pattern had begun to take shape. On Fridays, people would go missing. By Sunday, their names were just whispers, if they had names at all. Witnesses recalled seeing these men speaking with a disheveled figure on the edge of the city, a man who lived in a broken-down house filled with stray dogs, garbage, and noise. A man known for talking to himself. Locals referred to him as just that crazy guy. But no one realized they were watching a serial killer in motion. At least 5 victims are believed to have fallen prey to the man now known as El Loco del Machete, the Machete Man. But only 3 bodies have been partially recovered, in pieces. One man's remains were found in a trash bag behind a convenience store, another in a shallow ditch near the suspect's home. The most gruesome discovery: a box of bones stored inside a bedroom dresser, wrapped in plastic, sealed with duct tape, and labeled by date. Police initially dismissed these disappearances as just part of life on the streets. But that changed in June of 2025, when a 16-year-old boy walked into a precinct and told them everything. On June 14, 2025, a frightened 16-year-old boy walked into the San Salvador de Jujuy police station. His voice shook as he told officers something they couldn't quite believe. Every Friday night, his uncle, the man the neighborhood called El Loco del Machete, would bring home someone from the streets. By morning, that person was gone. Sometimes the boy would wake to the sound of chopping, the sharp thud of a blade on wood. Only it wasn't wood. The teenager told police that he had seen body parts in the refrigerator, that his uncle kept bundles of bones in dresser drawers, that he had even been ordered to help clean the floors. It was a confession that broke the case wide open. Armed with the boy's statement, police raided the suspect's home the same day. Inside, they found garbage bags stacked in a corner, filled with human remains. A machete lay on the kitchen table, its blade stained dark. Neighbors stood outside as the suspect was led away in handcuffs, some in shock, others quietly admitting they'd always suspected something was wrong. The man was arrested on charges of multiple counts of murder, desecration of a corpse, and unlawful disposal of human remains. His name became synonymous with horror. The arrest of El Loco del Machete sent shockwaves through Argentina. Within hours, news crews swarmed the small neighborhood. Headlines screamed of horror. A killer hiding in plain sight. The man, identified as 52-year-old Carlos El Loco Jimenez, was no stranger to local police. He had a history of violent assaults, but no one could have predicted the scale of his crimes. During the investigation, forensic teams uncovered evidence suggesting the murders spanned at least a decade. Many of the victims were transient, homeless, struggling with addiction, or otherwise invisible to society. Prosecutors built their case using DNA from the recovered remains, as well as the nephew's chilling testimony. But as the trial began, the defense took an unexpected angle, claiming the teenager had fabricated the story to frame his uncle. Courtroom drama unfolded as the defense tried to paint the boy as a troubled youth seeking revenge. But the evidence was overwhelming. The machete, the remains, the matching DNA. Outside, protesters demanded justice. Inside, the jury sat stone-faced. In the weeks after Carlos Jimenez's arrest, the small community of Jujuy tried to move on. His house stood empty, its windows boarded up, the yard overgrown, a silent reminder of what had happened inside. Police continued to search the property and nearby fields. Over the following months, they uncovered additional remains, but none could be conclusively linked to missing persons. For some families, hope turned to despair, while others still cling to the belief their loved ones might return. Jimenez now spends his days in a maximum security prison, isolated from other inmates for his own safety. Guards say he rarely speaks, and when he does, it's often to himself. Some believe he's keeping secrets. Others think he's planning his legacy. To this day, no one knows how many lives El Loco del Machete truly claimed. His victims were those society ignored, and for years, his crimes went unnoticed. It's a reminder that sometimes the most dangerous monsters aren't hiding in the dark. They're right there in the daylight, where no one bothers to look.